Welcome to module number 3. In this particular module, we will cover syllabus area number 3, wherein we would examine the processes of MoV. This would cover sections 3.0 to sections 3.7 of the MoV guide. So these are the 7 processes of management of value. Process number 1 is frame the program or project. Process number 2, gather information. Process number 3, analyze information. Process number 4, process information. Number 5, evaluate and select. Number 6, develop value improvement proposals. And number 7, implement and share outputs. So we'll kind of do a deep dive into each of the processes. So these are the 7 processes. In terms of a high-level description of each of the processes, let me just take you through what is involved in each of these processes. Now, framing the project or program involves gaining an understanding of the objectives and issues that need to be addressed. Sorry. Next is gathering information. This particular process relates to the project, the expectations from the study, identifying suitable team members, understanding stakeholder needs, and other project-related information. Coming on to the third process, analyze information. This is then analyzed to form useful input to the MoV study. The team use information to develop ways in which to improve value. And then number 4, we process information. They then select those that have the most potential for practical and beneficial implementation. Number 5, evaluate and select. They work up the selected ideas into fully developed value improvement proposals for decision and implementation. And finally, in the last 2 steps, develop value improvement proposals and implement and share outputs. It's all about making sure that the effort will be, all the above effort will be put into action. And then there's a clarity in terms of implementing the outputs and monitoring their effective delivery. So these are the 7 processes pertaining to management of value. Sorry. Let's kind of do a deep dive into each of these processes. Process number 1 is to frame the program or project. This describes how MoV can assist management to validate or challenge the need for a project or program and define what is needed. So these are some of the activities that are carried out as a part of this particular process. We conduct initial briefing meeting. MoV study leader meets with key project stakeholders to establish the requirements for the MoV project plan. And then informing the business case is one of the other activities. Use MoV study to aid development of business case and go through elements of business case. And then we analyze stakeholders using stakeholder mapping tools. Inform project and program objectives. Identify primary value drivers and relate them to the project objectives using a weighted value tree or value profiling. Develop a project plan. It should not be a long document. And responding to changes in the business case in case of agile after each product release. So these are some of the activities that are carried out as a part of framing the program or project. Now, typically, when you think about a business case document is a document that justifies the need for a particular investment at a strategic program, project, or operational level, and typically contains cost, benefits, risk, and timescales, and against which continued viability is tested. So typical contents would include an executive summary. Typically larger business cases, they kind of run into multiple pages. It's good to kind of have an executive summary for the key decision makers. What are the benefits that we're going to derive? Benefits are usually measurable components of positive outcomes, and disbenefits are measurable components of negative outcomes. What is the cost of the initiative? What are the relevant timelines? And what options do we have to address a particular need? I mean, there is no one particular option. We would need to kind of evaluate an option which kind of provides value for money. What are the risks? And we could use multiple appraisal techniques. We have net present value, for example, which is a financial technique. We have payback period, internal rate of return, and quite a range of financial and non-financial models that could be used. And we define a procurement strategy. So ideally, these are the key components that go into any business case document. Now, MoV study plan is basically a document that describes the purpose of a series of MoV studies to be undertaken throughout the project and how they will be implemented. So typically in an MoV study plan, the contents would include an introduction, outline of the issue, business objectives, who are the people involved and what are their roles, training, decision-making authorities, processes, planning, tools and techniques to be adopted, reporting, quality, and glossary of terms. These are some of the contents that go into an MoV study plan. So we frame the program or project. That is step number one. Step number two, we gather information. As a first step doing any MoV study, information must be gathered to compile the MoV study handbook. So some of the activities that we carry out would be briefing meeting with key project stakeholders, focusing solely on study issues to establish study objectives, scope, and other information. Is input for study leader to collect info for MoV study handbook. And then team selection, experience, skill, and ability to contribute. We need third-party capabilities too. As a part of team selection, good to identify critical disciplines, external advisors, outsiders, high-performance teams. Consult with stakeholders, including sponsors, owners, key customers, funders, project specialists, staff, end users, external community, and building support for recommendations. Research and precedent. Lessons learned, gather benchmark data, and scoping the study, defining part of the project under consideration, differentiate between constraints and givens. These are some of the activities that we carry out as a part of gathering information.